So this was from
Bookmark in Halifax.
That's it.
I love that store.
All of these are actually.
So good.
You
went crazy.
You went
crazy.
crazy.
I kind of blacked out. I normally don't buy that many books at once. I
Yeah.
normally just buy like one book at a time. But I just saw all these, and they're all Canadian authors. And I was just like, I'm going in.
Yeah.
So the first two are two poetry collections by Gasparo Press. Sorry, I immediately went to Ratatouille.
I defaulted to Ratatouille.
Yeah. So they're two different authors. So the first one is Farm Lot 23 by Tanya Laley, which is gorgeous.
Yeah, really
I
pretty.
love
And it's about the complex relationship we have with land, particularly as it relates to agriculture.
Ooh.
And it's a poetry collection. So I'm really excited about that.
Gas-
Again, have I mentioned I like gardens?
Gasparo is a Nova Scotia press.
Love it.
And they do like letter pressing and
Yeah,
everything.
I get that.
Everything they do is stunning.
Yeah. I didn't know it was Nova Scotia specifically. That's amazing. Because
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
No,
so
yeah, it's very
I was
local.
quite excited. And then the other one is Graphis Scripta / Writing Lichen. Poems. Lichen. We love lichen in this house.
I don't know anything about it, but I do love it.
Poems by Claire Goulette. And this is, she considers how things are and also are not what they seem, grounding her poems in the natural history of lichen, metaphor's biological analog. So,
Sounds great.
It's like a field guide to
Lichen.
lichen, but also just, I'm sure there's some metaphors in there. And I've been very into nature poetry. Mary Oliver, obviously, a fave of mine. And I always love more.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
It's also really beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, Ray, what did you get next?
Well, next, I almost didn't even see this one. I was like about to leave the store with my 2 books, and I was like, no, I'll just do one last look. And then I was like, finally, I found What You Are Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama. This is the book I foreshadowed to earlier. So many
Boy,
people.
have I seen it a lot.
Yes, a lot of people send this our way whenever they see it. They're like, oh, you need this for your cat collection. And so I have had my eye open for it for a while. I've just never found it. And Massey Books, of course, they always deliver. They always have exactly
Classic.
what I need, what I'm looking for. And so I found this. I honestly don't know what it's about other than a library and possibly a cat. But I bought it completely blind because so many people have recommended it. And I do feel like it works perfectly for my cat collection, regardless of what it's actually about.
Do you remember that I bought that one a couple weeks ago?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I definitely hauled it on the pod,
Oh.
so maybe we should buddy read
Let's
that
definily
one.
buddy read it. That would be
Maybe.
fun.
That would be a fun
Do you
one.
like with your cat books?
Yeah, bring it on.
This is the question coming as your social media person. Because a lot of people send a lot of cat books, but I think part of the joy of a specific kind of collection is coming across it organically. Do you feel that way?
I agree with that because I'm not really,
Okay.
most of the time I'm not actively seeking cat books.
Right.
Especially at this point, I feel like I have
cat
pretty
book
much
is
all.
seeking you.
Yeah, like I actually have a few that are kind of weird random ones that I found at other like little bookstores. Like I think Ariel, you were with me one time when I found there was a specific cat section at this one bookstore,
yeah.
and they had
Okay.
like vintage cat books, and those are the ones I really gravitated towards. I was like, oh,
Right.
there's this one called like Little White King, and it's just like about this little white cat, and I just love it, and it's like this weird old vintage copy, and so those are the ones I'm kind of like more looking for now, because it is obviously like a popular publishing thing now too. Like there are a lot of cat books, a lot of like Japanese cat books, and so like I feel like I don't need all of them. I just want like the special ones.
Yeah.
That isn't to say stop sending us
Yeah,
cat
like,
books.
I'll
I was
still
just
take
curious because sometimes I'm just like, I don't need to send her every cat book.
Also, I have a lot of them already, so
Right.
to be fair,
Yeah.
most of the time I already have those.
That's the thing too, is I don't want to send you that and then you're like, yep,
I'm
got
like,
that one. I'm like,
the
oh,
guest
sorry.
cat, I did
Despite
read that.
listening to this podcast for 4 years, I don't know every book.
Yeah,
you love.
there's a lot of cat books. It's easy to forget.
Truly.
Keeping with the Tove theme, things went crazy, Raylene.
Oh my god.
Because I got Tove Jansson's massive brick of a biography.
Of course you did.
I love lesbians.
Tove Jansson, Life Art Words, Bowl Weston. Yeah, that camera keeps blinking that it's overheating, so I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed.
He's hot.
But yeah, Philip Pullman on the back here says, Tove Jansson was a genius, a woman of profound wisdom and great artistry, Sir Terry Pratchett's on here.
Rose
Ali
Smith.
Smith is on here. Everyone loves Tove. I get it.
So true.
And I love that the biographer who wrote this biography is from Stockholm University. And this was translated by Sylvester Mazzarella. Published by the University of Minnesota Press, but printed in Canada. I mean, everyone had a part to play in this
Right.
one.
I've looked at this book so many times. I'm waiting for paperback though.
Yeah, so as we walked into Bookmark in Halifax, it was just there, and I was like, what?
That's
And
a sign.
Kayley was like, yeah, did you see? I was like, ah! I picked it up, and she was like, wait for the paperback. I was like, I'm not waiting.
You're like, it may be years before I read
the
this,
end
but
page.
no, I'm not going to
Yeah.
wait for that.
Everything
Oh,
about
wow.
it is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you say maybe I'll wait to read it when it's in paperback, but I'm buying the hardcover?
I was just saying it might be a few years before you get to it. That's all.
It's true.
Just
God
being
damn it.
realistic.
No,
I also feel like
you're
it's the kind of
right.
thing I would listen to before reading.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Look at
I
the
couldn't
back
help it.
and pages too.
Everything
I mean, it
about
is a
this
beautiful
book is
book.
perfect.
You wouldn't get
It's
those in a
just-
paperback.
No, it's just beautiful.
You would. You might.
Maybe.
You might get like French flaps with them on the inside.
That's true.
Dreaming for a French flap. All right, really. Yeah. Show us
Me?
one or two, if there's one or two that work together.
Oh wait, I only have. Oh, 4.
Okay, do one.
I'll do one.
We Made a Garden by Marjorie Fish.
Yes. So I actually already own this. I collect this. Oh, God, I'm blanking on the name of them right now, but there's like a Penguin collection of like vintage garden books.
Ooh.
And they're just different throughout time. Different authors have written about gardens, and they've compiled them into this really cool collection. But this edition is new, and I keep seeing it online.
It's so pretty.
It's unreal.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
unreal.
pretty.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful.
So I just wanted it, which is funny because I just said I'd wait for the paperback, and I do own the paperback of this. But
Sometimes
you have to
do
follow-
crazy
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
yeah, so
There
there's,
was.
yeah, the world really just comes at you. Look at that rock gardening. I love a rock garden. But yeah, Marjorie Fish is like a well-known garden
Yeah.
author.
That's so cool. All right, Ray.
The final one.
Finish us off with your last one.
Yes. So this one, I was like, I've been actively looking for this book for a while and just haven't found it. So I was really happy to find it finally. Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan
Oh,
Didion.
amazing.
Joan.
Speaking of essays,
I was gonna say, I
in
think
the 60s.
Joan Didion may become my favorite essayist once I actually
Yeah.
read her, because she's like my mashed potato essayist right now.
We all have one.
Heard.
Hey,
You
Ray.
know, everybody has one of those. But I already have the White Album of hers, which, spoiler, is on my 24 and 24 TBR. So that is one that I'm like, I gotta read that this year.
Okay.
And so I'll definitely be reading that at some point. This one, we'll see. But I feel like I could see myself mashed potatoing this one, because I'm like,
Oh, no.
it's gonna be so good. Like, I just know. And so I might just save it
Yeah.
for a little while. I don't know. I want the anticipation still. But I'm so happy. I also just love how this looks like a vintage book. Like the way that they,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. So pretty. So
It's perfect.
I'm very excited about that.
Okay, so the other two that I got, the first one is called Food School by Jade Armstrong. We were in a cafe that had a really cute little book section of like indie publishers, and it's a little graphic novel.
cute.
It just looked really cool, so I decided to grab that one. But then the last book I'll mention is Moonbound by Robin Sloan, which we talked about, I think, last week or the week before. We just realized that this was coming out.
Yeah.
And oh my god, the main character is called Ariel. I don't know if I didn't remember that when I started reading the flap, but I was like, Robin, I think possibly you named this character after me. Maybe you forgot that you did that, but Robin, maybe
It was
me.
in his subconscious for sure.
It was subconsciously in there. So, yeah, I really don't understand what this book is about. I keep reading the synopsis and it keeps being very confusing. But it says, Ariel is a boy in a remote village under a wizard's rule.
Just like you.
Just like me.
Wizard boy.
Also, the dust, yeah, just a little boy.
Just a little boy.
And then this dust jacket, or the hardcover, sorry, is really cool.
I
It's got
love when they
stars
do
and
that.
stuff on it.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
All right, finish us off. What is your last book?
It is My Life with Trees by Gary Saunders. You know, I can only be who I am.
You are who you are.
I can only be that. This is, Gary, my pal, Gary, Born in northeast Newfoundland to a family with deep roots in forestry, trapping, and guiding, his love for the natural world developed early and stayed with him throughout his life. So this is like a memoir tied into observations of trees.
Cool.
I love a tree.
Loves a tree.
Loves a garden, loves a tree. I spend a lot of time remembering why I'm doing what I'm doing in this life, which is trees and gardens and the natural world. I just realized
It's beautiful under the dust
that
jacket.
it's got a tree on the inside.
God.
I didn't even realize it was a dust jacket
Big
because
gas.
it's paperback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
rare find.
Gosh, this paper is also like, look at this.
Quality.
It's beautiful paper. Who published this? Oh, Gas Pro.
Gas.
Classic.
Bro.
We
They know
love
what
them.
they're doing. Let me
Classic.
tell you.